Hi guys, this is Omer from MMOHut.com, and I'm their first impressions gameplay video for Istaria, a 3D fantasy MMORPG published by a company called Virtuum. Now I'll spend about 10 to 15 minutes running around checking this game out, make some comments. If you guys want to play Istaria or just learn more about it, do check it out for a review on the link below. And this is actually a pay-to-play MMORPG with a 14-day free trial. And I know you're thinking, wow, this game looks old. And because it's actually quite old. It was originally released back in 2003, late 2003 actually. And back then it was called Horizons, Empires of Istaria. Since then it has been relaunched a few times and now it's called Istaria. And the game has shut down a few times and reopened, so it's got a little troubled history. But the game is up now and it's still actually being updated, which is pretty interesting. So we can see our available races over here. And I do warn you guys, it is a free trial. So it is a pay-to-play game with a free trial. Though there is one free component to it where you can only play one of the races, humans. And you'll have access to only some of the game's content. And let's go play. Let's go look through these classes real quick. We got humans, dwarves, fiends, Ceres, elf, dragon. How many games out there that let you play as dragons? That's pretty interesting right there. Especially for an older game. I think dragons were out from since the game originally launched too. So that guy looks pretty cool over there. And the fact that you can play either like a human, a dwarf, or a dragon is kind of cool. We got a half giant over here too, which let's see what they look like. Not quite a giant, but only halfway there. Though they look a lot like humans actually. But for now, I guess let's go try the human class because they look pretty basic. Though let's see their stats real quick. I know I'm spending a lot of time here. They have 45 strength, 50 health, 50. Let's go check out the dragons. 80 strength. Wow. I'm liking that right now. Dragons are OP. But for now, let's go play humans anyway. Dragons do look pretty overpowered though. And this kind of transition is kind of annoying too. But let's go play male. You can play with your options over here. Our height is going to be maxed out because I like maxed out height. And masculinity, not so much. It actually just makes your boobs look bigger as a dude, which is kind of weird. And let's leave that default and click next. My first name will be Remo. My last name will be Tay. And let's click play over here. Verifying name is taken. Somebody took my name, even in Istaria over here, which is pretty interesting. So my name is taken everywhere sometimes. But Remo is actually 4 letters, so it's kind of rare sometimes. Alright, there we go. Loading screen. The game lagged up for a second. If you're a dragon, never stop hoarding. You'll need it. If you are a Naka, what dragons call bipeds, make friends in your local gifted dragon, blah, blah, blah. But this game, like I said, has been out since 2003, making it a very old game. And there aren't that many MMORPGs out there that have survived 7+ long years, so I guess you gotta hand it to Istaria in that regard. And the game is still being updated too, which I guess is kind of cool. Though on the downside, you got some lame graphics, and I'm kind of surprised that the game is still pay-to-play. Come on, a 7-year-old game that's pay-to-play? It's very difficult for a game like this to compete because there's so many newer games out there with pretty graphics and free-to-play. I'll just go ahead and pause this and resume when it actually loads. And well, bam, the game just went ahead and loaded. It took a little while on the loading screen, I'm not sure why, but here we are in Istaria. Communication is a key part of the game and can be extremely useful at all stages. Tell me more. You know what? I think I'm ready to move on. I can handle the whole communication bit on my own. Close, 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 and let's see. We move with WSAND, and wow, these graphics do look quite old. And you can't change the camera angle with the right click. Can't do it with the left click either. Let's try middle. Middle click it is. Middle click changes the camera angle. So this guy's got a huge quest marker over his head. That's not a quest marker. It's a giant floating crystal being kind of floating in the air with laser beams. Let's go talk to this guy, Ryson Stormbringer, because he probably has some sort of quest for me or something. And you can see from the HP bars actually. The HP bars tell you a lot about games sometimes, alright guys? The HP bar shows you that the game is a bit like EverQuest. Well, that's actually a lie. It's not a bit like EverQuest. Just the interface is a tad bit like EverQuest because this reminds me of EverQuest for some reason. But let's go talk to Ryzen Stormbringer over here and let's go ahead and greet him. So wow, just like Dark Age of Camelot and the original EverQuest game, dialogue and questing is done in the game by these guided interface options over here. I have to click on the highlighted keywords and it takes me to the next step in the dialogue. Spirit Island. So Spirit Island is probably where I am right now. And it's probably a newbie zone because I would imagine the game starts you off in a newbie zone. And yep, newbie zones have been around for quite a while now, guys. So we got adventuring, crafting. You know what? I can forge a destiny of my own. I can handle this. Ryzen tells you, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of dialogue in the game, which I guess is worth reading if you do want to give the game an earnest attempt. So let's click this over here, and this is going in circles now. So you know what? I'm done talking to you. But let's talk to Celadris the Adventurer, because I am looking for adventures. Although she's in a cult, or he's in a cult. Cult of Istaria. Hello there, Remo. Let's look at the game's schools. And schools are the game's kind of classes / skill systems in the game. Warrior, Scout, Cleric, Mage, and Prestige schools. But for now, I'm going to click on Warrior School because I want to be a warrior. Let me know. You know what? I'm good with being a warrior. Now, I'm level 1 warrior right now. Bam, look at that, guys. Level 1 warrior just by talking to this dude. And you guys saw, I didn't actually pick my character class in the game's character creation screen, and instead I picked that by talking to this NPC over here. And where Istaria really kind of shines, and the one aspect of the game which I find interesting, is its dual classing / multi-classing system. But you know what? I already know how to use quests. I lied, I don't know how to use quests, but I can figure it out. Close that out over here, and bam, I'm ready to go. Do I have any quests to look at? Apparently I have 12 training points. I'm a male human, no guild, no property. Poor guy like me has no property right now. Though as a free-to-play user, like I said, the game does have a free-to-play component where you can only play as humans, and you can't own property in the free-to-play version. Though on the free trial you can, though I don't have any right now. My buying location is Spirit Island, the newbie area. You can see my stats right now, and let's go check out my training points. And bam, you know what? This thing is all over my face. You know what? I know how to do this. So you can see all my warrior skills right now, and I can train into them. You know what? I don't mind getting some health over here. I like some power. Let's max that out, and I spent most of my points already. So this screen actually reminds me of the skill training system in Fallen Earth. I don't know why, but anyway, it looks a little bit similar. But you can distribute your stat points over here, your training points. But close that out for now. There's a whole bunch of them. So the way the game's actual progression works is pretty interesting. You're not stuck at one class either, and that's what I was saying a little bit earlier. I gotta kill some Grootlets apparently. So let's go click on one of these guys. I know how to target stuff. Come on, come on. I gotta click tab for my targeting stuff too, and we gotta click attack. So let's go up to this guy and punch it. It's kind of weird that I have no, I clicked B by accident for inventory, but this is for my knowledge, which I guess is a record of all the spells and formulae and techniques my character learns. Basically skills that my character learns. I have no skills right now, which is kind of lame. And yeah, I start with nothing. But wow, this guy's putting up quite a fight over here. Close it out for now. I'm killing some like mini pay thing over here. But you can see the combat, he's doing 6 damage to me. It's all at the bottom right, my combat log over here. I'm trying to bring up my inventory. Do I have any weapons? Yes, I do. Let's go and equip this bad boy over here. My refurbished. I got refurb? Can't even afford new stuff? Wow, that's lame. Let's go and equip it. Equip my shield over there. And equip my refurbished bronze sword. Man, I hate refurbished. There's no warranties on those. Let's close that out. And I am equipped and ready to go. Let's see my character. I can't even see my character's face though. Man, I'm trying to turn my camera angle, but I still can't see his face. Close it out for now, and let's go kill a few more of these guys. Spirit Isle Grootlets over here. Right click. I don't want to gather from you. I want to kill you. And the way the game really stands apart is its skill system. There's apparently over 50 different schools in the game, from crafting skills to warrior to scout to druid and those kind of skills. And basically, those are all classes too, and you can switch between them at any time by talking to the proper trainer in town. That's kind of cool though, am I right? You can switch between any of the 50 classes. And there's a dual classing system too, so if you're like a level 20 ranger in this game, not ranger, level 20 archer, and like a level 20 druid, you can become a ranger, which is pretty interesting. And the fact that you can switch between the classes gives the game a lot of dynamics, because you can really play what you want to play, when you want to play it. And it's kind of cool to see an older game like Istaria do that too. And I keep saying Istaria, but the game is called Istaria right now, though when the game originally, I can go sit down right now, but when the game originally launched, it was called Horizons, Empires of Istaria. So if anybody's played Horizons back in the day, feel free to leave your comments there. I mean, what was the game about? Because back in 2003, late 2003, I was still playing EverQuest and Dark Age of Camelot. There weren't really that many free-to-play MMORPGs out back then, and they really weren't that popular if there were any. Close it out for now. I mean, RuneScape was around, I think, but RuneScape has been around for quite a while too. And you know what? I know how to sit down. I don't need your help. So let's go loot this Spirit Isle Grootlet over here and take his epics. He better drop like 13 epic swords. And nope, he's just dropping me some bristles, useless stuff. But let's go loot all that. And let's keep running around. Now the game doesn't look terrible. It doesn't play terribly for an older game like this. I'm actually, the graphics are a bit familiar to me because I've played EverQuest before, Dark Age of Camelot, and a ton of older games. So the old blocky 3D graphics in Istaria don't really bother me. Though it's difficult to compare Istaria to newer MMORPGs because there are a ton of free-to-play MMORPGs out there now. There are just really nice graphics, much smoother gameplay, and a much better interface. So the one thing that really stuck out to me is not the game's poor graphics or lower-end graphics. I actually changed the game right when I got in over here. I changed the options to make the graphics a little bit better, but it doesn't go that high anyway. But this is pretty much the highest setting the game runs on. I'm gonna kill this guy over here. But the one thing that really stuck out for me is not the game's, lower-end graphics, but actually its interface. It seems a bit difficult to kind of navigate and kind of lame that I don't start with any skills. But I can tell a game like this has a lot of variety because aside from the 50 different schools in the game where you can switch between them at any time, learn different skills and things like that, I mean, you can essentially play every class in the game and switch between them at will by going back to town, which kind of makes Istaria like the ultimate grinding game. Because if you thought grinding one character was difficult, you get to grind one character and play all the classes and grind them all over again too, which is kind of weird. But let's go loot this Grulet over here. I mean, do I have any quests? Ooh, he dropped a wild Grulet tusk. Let's take that bad boy. Great job, you completed your assigned task. Apparently I had a quest that I didn't even know about. So let's move the camera over here, and I think I gotta go back over here to turn it in. Bring up my awesome blocky map over here. Just look how blocky this map is, guys. This makes you appreciate newer MMORPGs with sleeker interfaces and just better looking maps. I mean, wow, this map is so lame. At least you can see the NPCs on them, which I actually didn't expect to see. So apparently I gotta greet somebody. Well done, Rimu. You've completed your quest. All that remains is to greet Calidris. Where is Calidris? Nope, not him, and it's this person over here. I can't tell if that's a dude, never mind. So let's talk to him and greet this guy. What does he have for me? Yeah, he's raising his sword at me and waving. That's dangerous, man. You're gonna poke yourself. Click OK, and let's go do training. Apparently, next challenge. I'm ready for this, guys. And I think after I leave this newbie island, I'll see more players in the game. I mean, the game's been around for a while. I'm surprised that this game is actually still lasting. And I actually haven't heard of this game back in whenever it launched. I just heard about this game pretty recently. But it's still pretty cool to see that an older game like this still exists. And I'm sure the game has a few more players. I'm just not seeing any right now because I'm in the newbie area for the game. He tells me, what does he want me to do? Fighting Grulets. I want you to move on to something slightly more difficult. Continue further down the road. I'm not going to read the rest. He probably wants me to kill something a little bit further, a little bit more difficult on the road. Click OK, and let's distribute my training points again. You know what? Let's see this over here. I am a level 2 warrior right now, guys. Look at me. War 2. Awesome. 76 HP too. I am a baller now. So let's see my training points, and I'm going to pump my health. Wow, that takes a lot of my points over there. And pump my power. You can never go wrong with power, guys. Shield. Ooh, I'm going to pump my strength as well. Oof, I got nothing for strength. I'm a lot of points. But I'm going to get rid of my health. Forget health. Who needs health when you got strength? Put that over there. Awesome. Oh, I can fight. Nope, not those guys. I already own those guys over here. Let's go a little bit further down. This is my experience meter over here for the current class I'm playing, and I am playing as a warrior. But again, the game's most interesting aspect is the fact that you can actually play as many different classes in the game and switch between them at any time. Istaria also has a crafting system in it, which is actually pretty in-depth. A player housing system, which is kind of cool. But again, one big problem with the game is it really cannot compete with newer MMORPGs, and especially since it's pay to play, I can't imagine paying for this game, especially now. I'm sure when the game launched, it wasn't that bad, and you could probably compete with maybe EverQuest back in the day. I mean, I heard this game was pretty popular for a while when it released, though I'm not sure if it ever really caught on and got really popular, because I know EverQuest was popular. That means everybody was talking about EverQuest back in the day, and Ultima Online and Dark Age of Camelot. Those were like the first 3 MMORPGs I've ever played. So let's go kill this hatchling over here with my awesome sword. And the HP bars do look like EverQuest. I'm going to point that out once again. So I'm slashing this guy for 6 damage. He's missing me. This guy sucks. So I'm grinding this spider hatchling. The background music is not bad. I'll give the game that. The background music isn't bad. Another thing I like about the game, which I really haven't really seen yet though, is that you can play a dragon. Come on. How many games are out there where you can play as a dragon? And apparently dragons can like fly around the game too, which is pretty intense. But it goes back to my original statement that dragons sound a bit overpowered, especially since they start with 80 strength and just more stats overall. Whoa, we should go back to the spiders until you've killed 4 of them. So at least the game has some direction early on too. And one thing a lot of these older MMORPGs don't have usually is direction. So at least the game telling me where to go is a good sign. Because a lot of these games you rarely ever tell you what to do, where to go. And especially early on, and that can be really confusing for new players. But at least in Istaria, the game kind of tells you what to do. So let's kill this guy over here. And I am owning more spiders. And I keep thinking B opens my backpack, but it opens my knowledge screen for some reason. I'm not sure what this tusk over here is yet. I start with a lame training tunic, which I don't really need. My character sheet over here, my schools right now is only warrior, but there's, like I said, there's a whole bunch of schools in the game, and a whole bunch of crafting schools in the game too. And you can switch between them at will, learn a whole bunch of different skills. My skills tab over here, what do I got over here? Let's see, do I have any active skills yet? And my abilities, Power Strike, oh man, active abilities for the win. I want to use Power Strike real quick. I am running out of time, but I want to Power Strike something before I quit for now, because I am running out of time. Let's go Power Strike this guy over here. I gotta click 1 on this guy over here. Bam, you're gonna get Power Strike. Look at those awesome animations right there. HD animations right there. My Power Strike animations. And there's actually quite a bit of cooldown for Power Strike. 30 seconds. Usually cooldowns are a lot shorter in newer games too, because you can like spam skills in so many new games. Over here, not so much, but the game still kind of wins on its variety, though failures are its graphics and its its inability to compete with newer MMORPGs. But anyway, guys, I am running out of time. If you guys do want to play Istaria or just learn more about it, do check it out full review on the link below. Later, guys. Whoa, I can like jump really fast.